All right, it's a Friday. I think it's June, what the hell is this? It's June 19th. And in this really cool machine is Nathan. Nathan is an amazing young man. I mean, everybody gets really negative about some of the younger generation, which I think has been true for millions of years. Nathan is one of these guys, what is he, 22, 23? He's a foreman on a job. He runs all this equipment. He's just an amazing young man. But enough of that. He is Tim's son. Loves to hunt. I've met his girlfriend. Amazing young man. So what he's going to be doing with this equipment today is, this is a continuation of last year's saga of we're trying to lower the water level in this pond. We don't want to get rid of the pond. We just want to lower the water level. And the reason we want to lower the water level is because the water is spreading out so far now. It's got 14 acres worth of coverage. Is that it's destroying people's property because the water comes out shallow like a dish. And the end result is we end up with people's backyards being flooded. So we'd like to lower the water level by a couple of feet so that it would recede from the edges like you imagine it would. We looked for drain tile, which was allegedly in this area from 1995. We could never find it last year. I mean, we spent 12 hours trying to find this drain tile. Could not find it anywhere. So we came up with a backup plan, and you can see a little tiny orange cone right there. Sorry, my finger is pointing, is obscuring the focus on this thing. There's the orange cone there. We're gonna dig a trench all the way here through the grass. It'll be open. It'll probably be 3 to 4 feet deep. Then we're gonna go across this driveway, probably about 2 feet deep, roughly. And then we're going to bury a pipe into that ditch, put some gravel over it, because people need to go down here to grow there's a pot farm back there. It's a corporate thing. It's legal, whatever. And so people can go back and forth from the street down the road to their pot grow without getting blocked. So we're gonna dig a trench here. We're gonna bury some pipe into the trench, cover it up, give people a chance to drive around this way, and then dig some more trench, put some more pipe in, and then come up to where the grass is. In the grass, we're gonna leave an area probably about 2 or 3 feet wide that's gonna be like a little earthen dam. The purpose of that earthen dam is to keep any water that comes down this trench, this open trench, from rushing into the pipe and flooding everybody downstream. The plan is to incrementally, small amounts, lower that dirt dam and then let the water naturally go over it. It will, of course, start to eat away at the dam, because that's what water does. It's very, it'll erode the surface. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll leave a fairly thick piece of earthen dam, a couple of feet, dig this trench without any water in it, put another 2 feet of earthen dam, finish the trench, finish digging this with the pipe, and then we'll slowly eat away at this earthen dam so that the trench, open trench, plus the pipe are lined up. Then we'll use that as a control valve to slowly let the water drop in the pond. As the water slowly drops from the pond, it'll come down here, obviously, it's a trench, go into the pipe, and be slowly metered out into a big area over there. And if we do it slowly enough, we won't have a flooding issue downstream, because there's no emergency here. We can drain this pond over the next 4 or 5 months, slowly dropping the level, so that, like I said, the edge of the pond slowly recedes, people's septic systems don't get flooded. Then if we can lower the pond by 2 feet, I'm just picking a number out of the air. When we do get some of the heavy rains that occur in the Midwest, the pond will then have a buffer zone of 2 or 3 feet. It'll rise up, which happens because the water runs off these hills, fills up the pond, then the water will be carried away through here at a controlled rate and then slowly drain downstream. The whole object is to keep the pond level down a couple of feet so that we can avoid the flooding that's been going on for some 20 plus years. This seemed like the most efficient, efficacious, cost-effective way of doing things. And because we have Nathan, who's very good at running the machinery, he can help dig this. Because renting equipment like this and having an operator, it's a couple of $100 an hour. Well, Nathan, being the incredible human being he is going, yeah, I can do it. So he was able to get his boss to okay us borrowing this piece of equipment. That's how much they like Nathan. They said, go ahead and borrow the equipment as long as you have a CDL, commercial driver's license guy, drive it. And Nathan's dad has got a CDL. So we took my truck, got a pintle hitch, hooked up the trailer, dragged it over, and now we're starting to do the excavation. Now, we've been working on this project for years. I mean, patience is a virtue. Of course, I would have liked to have gotten it done years ago, but life is complicated. So this is the first step in an attempt to find a solution to all the water that's been collecting over there. Because what people don't remember, and I probably haven't told you, is the guy who lives here, Clay Glowinska, crushed the drain tile back in 1995, which is a hell of a long time ago, because he wanted to build a pond back here. There was no pond, didn't get anybody's permission, and the result is it started out to be a 1 acre pond, which he was approved on, and then it's just grown and grown and grown. Now it's 14 acres. I've got about 8 acres of the pond on my property, which I don't like having 8 acres of my acreage taken up with water. It's bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say the word BS. So we spent years trying to solve the problem. We then searched for the drain tile, which Clay says still existed. Well, we spent 12 hours last year trying to find this drain tile. We can't find it anywhere. So we had to sit down, put our heads together and say, how are we gonna get this water from here across here and get it to slowly drain the pond? Well, this is what Tim and I and Nathan came up with. It seems like a good plan, but like all plans, it has to be implemented. We have to see if it works. Our financial risk is small because, like I said, we've got the equipment, we've got the operator, we're able to move the equipment. So if things don't go exactly as planned, well, at least we're not out $6,000, $7,000. And yeah, that's some serious going. So this is what we're gonna be doing today, is all this excavation, all this cool stuff. And the best part is to see if the plan actually works. You know, it's great to make plans. It's great fun, but will it actually do what we think it will do? Now, we're going down about 2 feet here because even though there's a dip here, it's a little hard to appreciate in the video. It goes up and up and up. But since we have someone who's smart like Nathan doing all the digging, we can adjust it, lay the pipe, cover it up with gravel, this area, so we don't disrupt people coming back and forth. Big ditch here, which will be super deep. It'll drain off the water. It'll bring it up to the pipe. The pipe will then carry it off to the next discharge point. And if we slowly bleed the 14 acres of water there and slowly lower the level, we're not going to be disrupting anybody. We're not going to be disrupting the people downstream. Because the idea is to be nice to people, but solve the problem, because this 14 acres, it's flooded the roads in the city, it's flooded people's backyards, and we don't want to do that. That just doesn't make any sense. We do like the pond, there's lots of wildlife, it is a man-made pond. The nice thing about the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, is that once you build a pond, the DNR hands over the maintenance to you, the owner of the pond. Well, since 8 acres of this pond is on my property, I'm the major shareholder, stockholder in this pond. So it is my plan to maintain it, which is what the DNR does. They hand off the care and feeding of the pond to the person who owns the majority of it. Well, since it's a 1 acre pond, officially permitted for 1 acre decades ago, we can't go below 1 acre, but we can drop 2 or 3 acres out of this pond. No problem, it's okay with the DNR, that's the way they roll, and I'm fine with that. And see what happens. And so this may take hours to do this, but I get to work with 2 people I really adore, Nathan and Tim. They're just amazing human beings. You know, you get going off on a tangent here, you do get a sense of some people are just solid people. They're just kind, they're generous, they're sincere. You sort of have the feeling that you can have that person come into your house and have complete faith that they would do the right thing. They don't have to be told what the right thing to do is. They don't have to be cajoled or argued. You don't have to have a camera watching them. And I think that's called integrity. I think it may be integrity. That when you do the right thing, even though there's nobody watching you or monitoring you. And these 2 men, father and son, have incredible integrity. And it's always fortunate to be able to run into people like that don't pay lip service to being kind and generous and warm, who just do it because it's the right thing to do. And in today's cynical society, and I'm as guilty as anyone, we somehow think that people like this don't exist anymore. And I know they do. I would like to think I'm one of those people. But when it's nice when you meet somebody like Nathan and Tim who just do the right thing. There's nothing in it for them other than it's the way they're wired. It's the fiber in their bodies. It's who they are. It really brings back my faith in mankind, because we all watch the news, unfortunately, and the news just sucks your emotional well-being out of you. It's just so damn negative. It's just terrible. And then to realize that that's not the way the world is. The world is not made of terrible people. The world's populated by 98% of good people. It's only the 1% that gets all the coverage. And it's sort of jaundices that makes me cynical that everybody's like that. It's not that way. So we'll get to watch this being done. God, I hope it turns out well. It's always satisfying to have a project and have it turn out well, obviously. So there'll be more videos later. Bye. All right, yes, the pipe is 4 inches. We totally get that it's a small pipe. It's all they had. So now he's giving his son shit, which is fine. That's what you occasionally give people a hard time because you love them. You don't make a constant habit out of it. And so we're getting a little dirt in there to secure the pipe.
I'll be coming up in the next few minutes, all right?
Looking good. I will turn around and show you the rest of it. See you in a while.
Yep.
So this is going to be the open ditch, which goes to the pond. And we're going to put a big pile of dirt here and over here so that if someone's driving at night, and here I am driving my little car, they don't go into the ditch. They have to do a General Lee thing where they have to go over. You know, that's just the way it is. So we'll see how it works. We've got the earth dam up there blocking any water from coming. We're going to finish all of this, get the pipe to come all the way up to here into this space, and then we'll slowly release the water on that end. We'll dig it out, fill up the ditch with water, have it come to the pipe, then come down here. We're going to see if it fills up, which we totally expect it to do. And then we have at the other end an earthen dam, a little wall, which will then slowly cut down and let the water flow. Obviously, we don't know exactly what we're going to be doing because we haven't done it yet. We don't know how much water is going to be flowing, so we're faking it partially. Nathan is going to leave a little mound here because obviously it's going to settle. And this was done years and years ago. You can see this little swale here. They didn't do that. When they filled it, they should have filled it up higher because it compacted, which means that sometimes if you bring a trailer in, the front end that lifts up the trailer can scrape right here. So, and we're going to fix this as well. Why not? Then if things go as well planned, on the open end, we're going to leave about 5-6 feet open on that end so that when we see the water come out, we can judge how it's working. we'll fill up that little reservoir of water on that end. And then if it starts to work well, if we feel like we need to, we'll put some gravel into that end. We may not have to. We'll see how it goes. But of course, Nathan is doing an excellent job. God, he's good at what he does. And so it's going along fine. We're all very hopeful. We understand that obviously this project cannot go the way we want, but that's life. You do something, you take a risk. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're all excited. Like I said before, we've been working on this for a couple of years, trying to come up with a solution so we can protect our neighbors' septic systems, which are being flooded by this ridiculous pond. God, it started out 1 acre. It's gone up to 14. So this is obviously the ditch. This is an area of dirt. Nathan's then going to go out into this water and dig out the silt and stuff that's in this little inlet, so it's deeper. When he's done with that, then we'll slowly start digging out this area, this little barrier of dirt, and then get the water to flow. And then as we slowly dig out this area, the plan is to have the water come from that level over to here, flow up, go into the pipe, and then we'll control the exit of the water based upon how much dirt we have at the other end. Right, I'll be back. We're videotaping it. Nathan has dug out a big hole over there. Sorry, it's kind of loud. The kid just doesn't know sometimes. So now we've got this dirt which separates the ditch behind him from the water in front of him.
2 feet before the water will flow.
So we got a couple of feet here. The water's going to flow. Somebody's excited, wants it being photographed, and I said, well, I'll do anything for you. And so this is the river of life, as we call it. And I know the safety Nazis are going to say you can't be that close to a machine. I've watched this guy operate for a few hours here. He knows what he's doing. And by the way, for the ladies, he's got some nice plates on that. And so he's getting closer and closer. Oh man. So we're gonna do a little...
Well, you're not concerned with that trench at all, are you?
Me?
I don't know. He's driving over the top of a trench.
Oh, but he does that. And then he'll drop this blade down if he needs more stability.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're going for it. Oh my God. Well, I think we need another one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting real close.
Here she goes.
Oh God, the water's going through. Oh yeah. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh my God, look at that water. I guess we're gonna have to name this river something. I tell you, this is so much fun. This is amazing. It's so much fun. Oh yeah. We dug out this area here because that's the way it's supposed to be done. We dug out an area about, you see about the size of my hand. We dug it about 12, 15 feet deep. So as the water comes out of there with silt, the silt will settle into this bowl that comes before this area. The idea being that hopefully we'll get rid of the silt here before it clogs up here. This is, as I understand, a maintenance item. Every year or two, whatever it needs, you've got to dig it out to get the silt out of this area before the drain. So we're walking up, doing our thing. Well, this is the moment of truth.
It's a perfect flow rate right now. Don't flood everybody out.
Oh God, that looks like it'd be delicious to eat. It's green,
Yeah.
it's nutritious, it's sun-baked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There she
Oh, and
goes.
it's slowly, you know, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. Let's hope this plan involves that pipe and leaving water. Water leaving.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Oh yeah, nice controlled flow. Obviously much deeper here.
It's not deep here anymore.
Not, yeah, it's
Oh. I'll put this here right where she isn't deep anymore.
good.
Good.
What did you drop? You
Some wood. Some
wood.
wood. Yep. Hopefully we can get rid of that swale in the driveway and some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're
Got a guy
driving over the
showing up.
equipment, you're not constantly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Especially with a trailer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Okay.
That's exactly.
It's coming up to the pipe.
Brand new trailer on it.
It's gonna fill up this little area, and then hopefully.
Here to see if flow happens.
Oh boy, Tim is excited. So am I. But I've been at this for what, a decade now? So it's kind of a case of,
With the mini excavator.
Here we go.
yeah. Assume the idea is that this will fill up,
Yeah.
and then the pipe will take a small amount downstream. Yeah. There goes Tim doing his shtick. Pipe may get clogged, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. You work with what you're given. Yeah, an 8-inch wide pipe would have been better, but we'll figure something out. God, look at this.
Hopefully it keeps flowing through.
And if not, what we'll do is we'll just power clean this pipe as it gets clogged up. We'll then run one of those hoses through it.
Got it? Coming out?